Ladies and gentlemen, joining us is our first speaker, who is a business leader, sustainability advocate, and the founder and the CEO of Sure Growth Management Services (FZE). With a decades of experience in project and commercial management, he continues to champion sustainable practices, responsible growth factors, and leadership across construction industry. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Greg Fuller. Can we have a huge round of applause? He will be talking about sustainability. We all have a definite, undeniable part to play because the progress isn't measured by how fast we go, but how sustainable together we grow. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. How are we? Come on, where are we? How are we? Getting better. One more. How are we? Great, great. Yeah. Everyone doesn't do what sustainability is. But what I'm looking at is to show you we all have a part to play. It's not government. It's not corporate. It's us. So what I've first got to do before I go through this is to actually show you what sustainability is. Now, everyone's going to understand the but that everyone knows saving the environment. They're not about green, flora, fauna, fish, resources. Okay? Everyone needs them. So you have sustainable management of natural resources. So what does that mean? That means how we can take natural resources and continue them forever without running out, altering them, or destroying them. In a nutshell. In this case, it's showing energy, water, fuels. Okay. So when you have a look at this, you've got resources. We have coal, we have iron ore, we have rig, we have gas, we have sunshine, we have water, wind. We also have uranium, various other elements. So we have energy in various forms. We have agriculture, how we use it, whether it's natural or whether it's propagated. We have waste. We have global warming, which is the first stage that people look at that sort of sustainability. Used to just be called environmental management. So with waste, we had to recycle. You can see here a whole column of different parties. Okay, what would we do? The problem is a lot of these aren't going to be much really possible. So then we'll do for our planet plastic, no plastics. But that is changing as countries start to put those subsidiary, such as, believe it or not, less to grow bioservices. Now, I don't know how it works at rain or heat, but there's many thousands of kilometers of plastic rolled in it at them from recycled plastics. Well, that's a pretty key step. So sustainability, best practices, you've got energy efficiency. Everyone knows we're looking at saving energy, using items that use less energy, turning things off when you're not using them. Water, how you use it, not wasting it. Green building, that's becoming more of an in thing now. And it covers 100% more than you might think. I'll touch a little bit on this later. Waste reduction. Most people just think of waste recycling, but waste reduction. I'm in construction. Waste reduction is your quickest study.
Recycling is second. Climate-friendly purchasing. Are your materials sustainable? Where do they come from? What's going into them? Renewable energy and other forms of energy. Efficient transport. Now, this is not just for you getting to places. Do I have an electric car, scooter, push bike? It's actually about where your materials come from, which is part of your green creds in building. If your materials are coming from, say, for a project here in Singapore and you're dragging them from Australia, that's a huge amount of embodied energy brought into those products. If you're getting them more locally to the site from Malaysia, for instance, you're saving a huge amount of energy in that. So you have to look at where you're getting it from within your own country and internationally. Land use. Now, here's a new one. Community design. It's not just about the flora and fauna. It's about all of us. So what we do for it is for all of us, not just the fish, not just for the natural resources. So you have open space and offsetting carbon emissions and community and individual action. Now, what's missing? We have environment management, but we have social management, social sustainability, and economic management. Economic sustainability. All three of these have to be in balance for it to work. You can't just focus on one. Because if you, for argument's sake, focused on environment management, as in of resources and plants, animals, etc., things will fail because it is not sustainable in the long term. Every country, every business can do it for a short time, but it will fail if you haven't got economic sustainability blended with it. The social sustainability is, let's say you're doing work here. You're driving this environmental program, but you don't like what you're doing. You don't believe in what you're doing, or you're being overworked. Are you going to do that forever, or are you going to find something else? Correct. You're going to find something else because it's not sustainable for you. There's many other ways it mightn't be sustainable for yourself either. That's just a quick example. Now, under social sustainability, you look for a comfortable place to live. If you're happy, you live healthier, you live better. And believe it or not, if you do those, you also have lower carbon emissions. If anyone wants to discuss that, they can come on to data later. Comfortable place to work. If you're happy, you stay. If you're happy, you work better. If you work better, you're more productive. You take less time, which is less cost, and more importantly, less carbon emissions for being happy. What's it done? Family-oriented. It's got to think of everything about us. Why does it keep moving? I can't say I hate technology because I like it, but things to do. I think the technology doesn't like me, actually. So the things to do are part of your social sustainable situation, and places to go. So travel sustainability. We've all heard about tourism and having it sustainable, and there's lots going on around the world at the moment. It has to be thought of under sustainability. And how to get there. We need a roadmap. Then you have your economic sustainability. National economic management, government. Survivability. As I said before, if you focus on one thing, you won't survive. If you focus on just getting your work done, you won't survive. If you focus on one task in your business, it won't survive. It needs balance. You also need adaptability. Now, Einstein said the definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, I want to see a show of hands. Who wants to see change? To see change, you have to change how you're doing it. Or as Einstein said, what are we? We are insane. So if we want to grow, we have to change. To change, we have to be adaptable. So to be sustainable, because it's long term, we have to be adaptable. Obviously, we've spoken sustainable business practices, and always with profitability in mind. You can't say it isn't. It is one of the main parts of anything, economy, personal, or business. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, it is always a key factor as one of the important, not the most important, but one that has to be there. And then you've got resource management in your business. How many people do you have? How much material can you get? What is out there? All of this has to be made sustainable. Everything involved, the energy, the growth, the trees, we have to be united and in full balance. So how do we do this? Government is step one. Everyone keeps talking big business. Everyone keeps talking leadership, groups and communities. Unfortunately, the communities can push the government, but it's the government that has to push everything else. The government looks at tackling climate change, connecting society, supporting communities, growing careers, optimising resources, and promoting the natural environment. Notice they've said natural environment, because environment is including all of us too. All of these different things that we've got up here are critical items the government has to look at in bringing through their legislation, guidance, regulations, and assistance for these to actually be achievable. Then corporate comes in to foster sustainability in the business environment. But as a corporate entity, they're only going to want to do what they have to do unless they want to be a leader in the field. Now, being a leader in the field costs you money. But what is one thing you get out of being a leader in the field which no one can ever take away from you? We've already heard the word recently. It's what you hope to leave behind. It's also what that company can leave. Legacy. If you're a leader, you're ahead of the group, you leave legacy. It never gets taken. So if you lead in sustainability as a business leader, you can keep that legacy forever. But again, corporate sustainability still involves social, economic, and the environmental. You can see there all of the other individual details to do with these. I won't enter those. If anyone wants a copy of the PowerPoint, by the way, they can contact me later. They have to assess the problem. Now, I've got a few basic facts here, and this is to do with natural environment sustainability for the corporate. So you've got supply chain issues, you've got single-use plastics or single-use any material for that matter, limited green initiatives, lack of sustainable culture. Now, one of the things that I've got which everyone misses, and I try to put to all my clients, one of the biggest ways you can help in being sustainable is in management systems. Doesn't have to necessarily be materials or equipment or energy use. Solutions, we all know so many of these. Now, this is the main point of my talk here today, is what's missing out of that. Governance, corporate governance, us. Now, we have to empower individuals. Now, the first stage for anyone to want to drive sustainability is to educate them into what sustainable practices means and what it does for them. And if they don't do it, the costs of not doing it. Because it's not on us, it's not on our children, it's not on our children's children, it's on 20 generations' time. Man's been here for thousands of years. We need to make it they can be here for thousands more. How do we do it? We all know this. Catch a bus to work, catch a train. If you catch a taxi, catch one that's electric or sustainable. Use a clothesline, don't use a clothes dryer. Manage your energy use around your home. Turn things off you're not using. Change the temperature on your thermostat so that it's not on all the time, whether it's heating, cooling, whatever. Reusable drink containers, LED bulbs, shorter showers. Now, early stages of this was low voltage halogen lighting. Who remembers that? Big thing. Everyone put down lights everywhere. Okay, sounds great. It's low voltage, it's fantastic. It's the current that determines what you pay and how much energy you're using. A standard incandescent globe in a standard room was 60 to 100 watts. The standard low voltage halogen light were 30 to 50 watts each, and you would need 8 of them in a room. You've gone backwards, not forwards, but everyone said they're doing their thing. If you have lights like these here, the light goes everywhere. If it's a down light, you're losing most of the light in the ceiling space, and therefore you're inefficiently using that energy you're drawing. So it's not just the globe, it's how you use it. Daylight, people, curtains, open them, skylights, lots of different ways, having bright colours instead of dark colours. This all helps in sustainability. The general theme for being sustainable: reduce what you use, doesn't matter what it is, reduce it, reuse what you can, even if you have to have modifications going in, which heads towards recycling, and recycle. Now, how do we help? Firstly, learn all of the things that are possible that you can do to help be sustainable. Now, that can be to be happier at work, happier at home, healthier at work and at home, so you're working better. How you travel, do not go down to the shops 10 times a week when once is enough. Management. Go together when you go somewhere rather than each person using a different vehicle. So car share, ride share, go by train. Items you choose, try use them to be truly sustainable. Look, in the UAE, they've brought in a new decree, which is every entity has to do emissions reporting. And that means officers, everyone. Now, with that, anything we do has an emission attached to it. If we can think on that sort of line on every single thing we do our little bit. Now, it's hundreds of little bits that make up a big bit. It takes quite a lot to get a big bit by itself. But if we all drive towards it and believe in it, we will have success. We will actually get there. And we can make the world a truly sustainable place. Thank you for your time. If anyone wants to talk more, these are the connections for my company. Take a quick screenshot of that. And if anyone wants to contact me directly, these are my contact details here as well. My whole legacy that I want to leave a globally recognised result in sustainability. And I do mean globally. Thank you.